Oh, I have the power. Oh, you have the power. Oh, we got the power. Welcome to T's Multiverse. I'm your host, Tyrus, and today we're going to take a look at two figures that are a part of a wave that, man, I am all in on. This just tugs at my heartstrings. One, it's He-Man. Two, you're talking about the old Filmation cartoon that I'm still watching to this day. Man, the messages, the stories, and everything that Filmation He-Man cartoon, brings to the table still rings true today for me, and it's near and dear to my heart. So, this is my very first superhero that I fell into, folks, back in the day. This is why I have this channel. I love the Filmation cartoon, even though I feel the 2000X one took it to yet another level. But this 80s Filmation He-Man, it's a big deal for me, folks. It's really near and dear to my heart. When I saw at Comic-Con that they were going to be doing Filmation versions of these figures from the Origin line, I was like, dude, this is crazy. This is insane. So these are the only two that I have right now. There is Skeletor, Tila, Trapjaw, and Man-at-Arms. So I'm looking to get those. Hopefully they'll drop sometime soon. Who knows? We'll see. These figures are available on various online outlets, so be sure to go out and get them if you want them or if you can. But man, really excited for this. So we have He-Man, as you see right here through our packaging and through the display window. As you see, we have the old Filmation cartoon colors and everything. Man, I can just hear that noise when it comes on. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I did a bad job of that. But y'all know what I'm talking about. These colors just harken back to back in the day for me. They know what they be doing when they do these things, man. So we got He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Look at that. 80s adventures. That's what it's all about, man. That 80s nostalgia, man. Ain't nothing like the 80s, y'all. And on the back, we have more figures that are from this wave. As I mentioned, we have some not proto, but promo images of He-Man. And then what they're doing now, folks, and see, this is another promo image of He-Man. Love the artwork, by the way. Again, Mattel Masters of the Universe line as a whole, the artwork is just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. It never ceases to amaze me. But here, what they're doing is they're taking a page out of the Super 7 playbook by giving us figures, but also giving us the accessories that harken back to a specific episode. So as you see here, this sword apparently was in the Mask of Power. And I guess Skeletor, the figure, comes with a mask as well that plays into that. So, I like that. They're looking at what works, what tugs at our heartstrings with the nostalgias, and they're playing to that. And that's smart. And I like that. So, they're taking a page out of Super 7's playbook. They do it with their figures, and it works for them. But this is way more cheaper, y'all. It's not $50-something. But yeah, we got He-Man here. And we also have the figure that really impressed me when I saw him displayed at Comic-Con, and that is Beastman. So Beastman is here. I failed to mention that these figures are packaged with the comics, and we'll look at that soon. So we got Beastman, Savage Henchman. On the back, we got more characters. We got Beastman and the promo images here. But his accessory ties into the episode that's titled The Dragon Invasion. All right, folks, now that we're taking a look at the packaging, let's get these two out and take a closer look, all right? Let's get to it. All right, folks, I got the two out of the packaging. I tell you, this just takes me back. Oh, man, this just really tugs on my heartstrings. It just takes me right back to the 80s all over again, folks. So both figures are packaged with a number of accessories and a mini comic book, all right? So we have He-Man, who is packaged with his vintage power sword. Now, I want to compare his power sword to the standard Origins lines He-Man. As you can see, it's different. It's different. We have, this one has a more metallic plastic to it, which looks really good. This one's a little bit more flatter. And I feel like this sword here from the new Filmation line is a bit bigger. I want to say that these figures are a bit bigger than the Origins line. And we'll compare the two shortly. But we do have He-Man's power sword. We also have He-Man's sheath, which will house the power sword. So we got that, and you can tap this in the back here, and there you go. So this looks really good, folks. I tell you again, this is just, man, this is awesome. And then we also have yet another sword for He-Man, and this plays off the episode that this accessory is inspired by. So I won't use this with my He-Man, but this looks good. It's an extra weapon to use for anybody. So I like this. Nice artifact to play up to the episode. And again, this is an awesome, idea for Mattel to take their cues from Super 7 in terms of giving us those scene or episode specific items. And again, this is way cheaper than Super 7. All right, so we got the accessories, and we also have the mini comic. For those of you who are not familiar with my He-Man story as to why this mini comic tugs on my heartstring, and I'm going to thumb through this now. This is inspired by the Origins line because we got this with the Origin figures and everything. So this is really cool. And so back in the day, and I mentioned this at the top of the episode or the video, was that He-Man got me into reading. And the reason why He-Man got me into reading more as a kid, my mom was a teacher and she wanted me to read more. And so I was like, I wanted the He-Man figures, and she was like, okay, I'll look at getting you the He-Man figures, but there's two things that you got to do. I want you to do even better in your classes. So I had to raise my grades up even higher and do extra good in my classes and bring home an extra good report card. And then on top of that, she would do it. If I read the mini comics, if I read all of them, she would say, okay, I'll go ahead and get you the He-Man figures and everything like that. So I wound up doing extra good in my classes, brought home an extra good report card and everything. And then so they placed on layaway. Yeah, this is layaway back in the day. I had a pick and save. Pretty much the entire wave of He-Mans that was released at that time and Castle Grayskull. So you talk about somebody that was on cloud nine. So when they took me out to the store one day and I was like, what's going on? Went up to the counter and the guy pulled from behind the counter this huge bag of just He-Man figures and Castle Grayskull. And man, so from the time I got home to like all day, all night, the next day, I mean, I played with He-Man and everything, man, the figures and Castle Grayskull. You couldn't tell me nothing, y'all. So I know I'm babbling, but it just really plays to, some of the best moments of my life as a kid. And it got me into reading more. I love the mini comics I read. Then it took me to other books that I read and novels and history books and everything like that. Got me into writing more and, wanting to speak and do speeches and stuff. So it just got me into a lot, as a kid and as an adult, as a teenager. So, that's why I just wanted to give my little backstory on this mini comic and why it means so much to me as a kid, because it really got me into reading more. And I like that. And in the back, we have the figures that are within this wave, except for Tila. Tila is going to be awesome, folks. She looks great. Can't wait for her. So we have He-Man, and we also have Beastman, and he is packaged with his vintage, bowler whip. So we have his little bowler whip here, which looks good. And I'm going to place this in his hand here. So we got that little whip for Beastman, if he can hold it. There we go. So we got that for Beastman. And Beastman was also packaged with the hover ray. Now, this is a episode specific item, and I love it, folks. So we would Beastman would utilize this to, I'm pretty sure, do damage to He-Man and his friends and everybody, and cause all types of trouble for Eternia. So we got the hover ray for Beastman here, and he's also packaged with his vintage comic, like pretty much the same comic that He-Man is packaged with. So we got the same comic. All right, and since I have the two on the table, I want to compare them to the Origins figure. So this is Beastman here. We got He-Man here, the most powerful man in the universe here. We're going to move this sword to the side. And so we can compare the four figures. So as you can see, the Filmation figures are a little bigger. And I love it, folks. I mean, the Origins line will always be near and dear to my heart because they really harken back to what I got back in the day. But I've always wanted my figures to mimic what I saw in the cartoons. I wanted my figures to look like the cartoons. And I feel like this new Filmation line really taps into that. So I feel like I got the best of both worlds with this Filmation version. I got the Filmation designs and aesthetic, yet at the same time, they take their cues from the Origin lines as well. Now, my question to you all is this. Is the Origin line being phased out for this Filmation line, because I feel like the Origins have given us so much. I mean, we're doing Snake Man now. What else can they give us? So, but I feel like there's so much that we can get from this Filmation line. Are we at the end of the road? Because that was the rumor for a while, was that Origins was going to end, but for what? I can see why now. So let me know in the comments. They can keep both lines going. Who knows? I mean, it's cool. But I'm really happy with this Filmation line, folks. But yeah, I got the two here on the table. And I want to take a look at He-Man first up. All right, so we got He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. And man, I just love this cartoon aesthetic. Very smooth, simplistic designs. It's pretty much the non-traditional, artwork that this figure is inspired by, that we saw in the animated series. Yet at the same time, we still get a lot of detail. I mean, the muscle definition, the detail here in the legs, the arms, here in the stomach. I mean, he's did a lot of sit-ups. The chest area. I mean, we still have a lot of detail with this figure all the way through, man. I love how they handle the belt. You see the belt's very smooth. No details there. Here on the little armbands, I like that. Very smooth details, smooth designs. I love the color here, as opposed to like in the He-Man here, we have a lot of detail here with the belt and everything. We don't have that with this one here, again, because this harkens back to the Filmation designs that we had from back in the day. Here we got the little sheath that harkens back to what we had in the cartoon. This one does not have that as well. And so I like this, folks. And it's more of a metallic paint that's utilized for his battle harness. And I love how they handle the little emblem here, the red and everything. So this looks great, folks. And the hair, you gotta capture that hair, man. So we got the hair here with He-Man. This looks good. They captured He-Man's look. He has that look to him. He could have been a little darker, because in the cartoon is a little darker in shade, but he looks great, man. So I like this. I'm very happy with this line. Very happy with this He-Man. Articulation is going to be really decent. I mean, I don't think they don't have the articulation that a Masterverse or McFarlane, but you get enough. I mean, his arms go all the way out to here. He has the waist swivel and everything. His knees can go back only so far. So I mean, you're not gonna get the super articulation that you get with McFarlane, or maybe even a Marvel Legend or G.I. Joe Classified, but you get enough, man. So you get enough to do what you need to do with these figures here, man. So I'm really happy with this He-Man, and I'm gonna to get him to hold the sword, but it's like, man, the sheep won't give that sword up. But yeah, we got He-Man here, folks. Very happy. Look forward to seeing what this line will offer as we move forward. I mean, again, I'm really happy that we're going to be getting a Tila. Tila looks good. Man at Arms looks really good. We got Skeletor, of course. Trap Jaws coming. So we got a lot of really interesting figures that are on their way. But man, really happy with this He-Man. And just has me more excited for this line and what it could possibly give us as we move forward. All right, and before I get out here, let's bring on Battle Cat. So this is Battle Cat from the Origins line. So let's take a look and see if He-Man will fit on Battle Cat, which I'm pretty sure he will. There we go. And with ease, man. So we got He-Man, we got Battle Cat, and we are ready to get on to the next segment. Let's see. Rawr, He-Man. I'm trying to do my best Battle Cat impression. All right, folks, let's get on to the next segment. All right, up next, we have the figure that really impressed me when I saw him at Comic-Con. I wasn't at Comic-Con, but I saw the images and the videos of this figure from Comic-Con, and I was like, dude, this figure is on point for real, man. I mean, I was just so impressed. I was like, I'm all in. I'm all in on this Filmation line, because this Beastman looks phenomenal, man. I mean, whew. All right, folks. Man, you talk about Filmation aesthetic and color and capturing, again, that simplistic detail that we were given in that Filmation cartoon. I just love the hue of orange that's utilized throughout his costume and makeup. We have the more brighter orange for his skin tone or his fur. Then we have the more darker tones of, pretty much an orangish red for the rest of his costume here, with the little fur harness and the little, bicep bands, the little wristbands, the boots, everything. It really just pops for me, as a, fan of the He-Man, cartoon and everything. So this looks so good, folks. The face, the little grimace here that he has, it's the blue underneath the eyes, the fangs. This color just really shoots out at me. I mean, this guy stands out, folks. I mean, again, when I saw him at Comic-Con, I just felt like he just stood out for me. So I love this Beastman, folks. He looks great. And again, I wanted to compare him to the original one that we had from the Origins line. And again, I take nothing away from this one. I love this because this harkens back to what I had back in the day. But this here, man, just takes it to another level because I'm getting the best of both worlds, with this. So this looks awesome, man. I love it. Again, man, the colors are just like, oh, this looks so good. I cannot wait to see what they give us for the rest of the line. Again, the articulation is going to be the same. I did forget that these figures do have boot swivel, so that's pretty cool. And again, nice articulation in the foot area. But again, you get just enough. I wanted to equip Beastman with his hover ray. So how would he use this thing? I think I got it the wrong way. Hold on. Is it the right way? Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, I think I got it. All right, I got it. I got it now. I figured it out now, folks. It's just like, oh my God. This is awesome, dude. This is what I'm talking about. And again, I like how they're taking the cues from Super 7 with the episode specific accessories. So this is awesome, man. This is really cool. So what I want to do is bring out a vehicle to see how Beastman would fare with the vehicle. So as you may have saw, I had a vehicle here at the top of the show, and this is I forgot what this was called, man. I'm drawing blanks, man. I don't know what this thing is called. I forgot, but I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. But I love this vehicle here. I also have the Land Shark. So let's try the Land Shark. Let's see how he looks in the Land Shark. I do remember that one. But yeah, got Land Shark. Let's see how he looks in the Land Shark. Let's go up and in. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. So you got, Beastman and Skeletor side by side in the vehicles and everything. So these figures do work with the Origin vehicle. So I just wanted to kind of show that as well, man. But this is really cool, folks. So really excited for this line yet again. This Beastman is the standout figure for me. Love it, man. Can't wait for that Tilla. That Tilla is on fire, folks. She looks great. All right, let's get on to the next segment. And here for comparison, alongside He-Man, or the Filmation version of He-Man, we have his friends from the Origins line in Oracle, who really goes well with this He-Man here. He has more of a Filmation look to him. Then up next we have Man-at-Arms. Then we have his daughter, Tilla. Then up next we have my main man, Ram-Man, and another favorite of mine in Stratos. And alongside our newly acquired Filmation Beastman, we have some of his henchman buddies, all from the Origins line, starting with Mer-Man. Then up next we have Skeletor. Then we have Evil Lyn, Triclops, and Kalos, the individual who would later become Trapjaw. All right, folks, let's get on to the next. All right, folks, that's all I have for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this review. I tell you, folks, really excited for this new Filmation line. I mean, the sky is the limit. Man, I tell you, I look forward to seeing what they do as we move forward. So stay tuned for that. But again, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to comment below. Let me know, what do you think about this Filmation line? Are you all in? Are you on the fence? Or do you not care? Do you feel like the Origins line still have a lot more to give? Do you like one over the others? Or do you like both? I mean, it's just we just live in the golden age of collecting, man, where there's just so much out there to love and to dive into. Not so good for our pockets, though, but it's good for our nostalgias and just for things that we love. But folks, again, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate all the support. Each and every one of you who subscribe to the channel, who tuning in, who commenting and everything. I truly appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. And folks, don't forget to ring that bell for all notifications so that you get each and every one of my content pieces as it drops. And also, don't forget to what? Yep, like, share, and subscribe. If you did not already, I truly appreciate it. And folks, don't forget that I am on social media with Twitter and Instagram. So if you have those outlets, be sure to give me a follow And be sure to check out my community tab. I'm always posting news and updates there. And again, folks, thanks a bunch for tuning in. And until next time, be good to one another. Be safe. Stay tuned. And...